right, guys, we made it to number 10, and we are going to close down this awesome mini-series of overcoming business setbacks by remembering together that the lows, my friends, they don't last. The lows
I like
don't
that.
last. I like
They
it
don't?
too. How hopeful is that?
They shouldn't.
Right. You're like, not if
they
I
do?
have something to say about it.
Just if they don't, just stay it longer. It's kind of like what we say in Ohio. If you don't like the weather, just wait a little longer.
Just wait a
It'll
little
change.
while. Yeah, it'll change. I mean,
Right.
that's so true. That actually perfectly sets up kind of the flip side of this statement that the lows don't last, which is also that the highs don't last, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I
True.
think as people running businesses, that's really humbling and helpful to realize that so often, you know, when we're hitting a really rough spot or like a really great spot, we're on a streak, we're on a Q5, right? It's like, okay, well, we can't plan our business operations and envision our futures as though this high is just going to last forever, because it's not. But that doesn't mean we can't totally appreciate it for what it is and do the best we can with what we have when things are really great and when things are really low.
Yeah, and I think like one example would be, which I always talk about YouTube, of course, because of the channel. But when it was at its highest, I mean, we're talking about me and Ken going to Out Hustled, going to different cities,
So cool.
doing meetups, and I mean, I knew that too. Is like, we know this is not gonna last forever. As far as like maybe not what we're gonna do, but in general, like people that are into this, and people come and go. Like if you think about maybe
Right.
the YouTubers you watched 5 years ago, do you still watch them or not? You know,
Yeah.
3 years ago. I mean, things change. You're into different, I don't know, podcasts, videos,
Totally podcasts.
movies. Yeah, exactly. So you might be into something, or maybe even new hobbies too.
Yeah.
So things change, and it's not going to last forever. But we're talking about the lows, and they don't last. So when you're at all-time low on different things in business, though, you have to keep working at it. So it's not going to last forever if you're continuously trying to figure out how to improve.
That's true.
But it might last forever if you
if
just
the
leave
boat
it
is
there.
sinking,
Yeah.
and if you're not trying to patch the holes, it don't mean it's gonna float.
Yeah, exactly.
You're just gonna turn it to a submarine.
It's not going to spontaneously, right.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, not that this is any kind of financial or investment advice, but this just reminds me of like trading stocks, right? It's like, don't sell it when it's low. Like, don't quit when it's low. You want to sell when it's
Buy
high,
more.
right?
Yeah, buy more when it's low
Right.
to even
Buy
out
low,
your
sell
losses.
high. I know enough about it to know that. But that's so true. Like with our businesses too, like don't give up on it when things are low, because that's when you actually have the most potential to rise again, to rise
Right.
stronger, you know, to jump on new opportunities. Like, I think there's a lot to be said for that. But it's so easy when things are low, and you know, we get low with it, right? We feel bummed about it. We might feel stressed about it. We might feel like our scope of options is really limited, and we almost always have more options than we realize. So
That's true.
if you're at a low, you're feeling a lull, remember it's not going to last forever, and take that moment to look around for opportunities you might have overlooked before.
Yeah, I think lows are special moments. I think lows are necessary to truly build character, to truly build resilience, to determine limits. I think that's one of the things where, you know, especially I think it's just more of like your mental toughness.
Yeah.
A lot of times that's when you can really exercise that, right? It's not like when you're at the highest of high, you never really practice the resilience, and you know you're more practicing of your high fives.
Right. It's like you don't need it right then. Yeah.
But when you're on your lowest, I think, you know, when there's pressure, pressure creates diamonds. So I think that's how I see things. When you're faced with difficulties, tough times, I think that's when you truly can look deep inside, and it's like, am I really built for this? And if you are, you will know the answer then. And I feel like that's when you come out of those lows and you know, carve yourself a path where nobody's ever been, or where you wouldn't even think it was possible before. So lows are, I think, a key ingredient to success.
Yeah, the lows don't last. So I would encourage anybody who is having a low, or maybe you're riding a high right now and you're like, oh no, when is the next shoe going to drop, right? Like, when is it going to be low again? But whenever it is, just remember, A, it's not going to last, and B, make a point during that time to conduct yourself in a way that you will have a valuable gift that you can give to someone else who's in that same situation later when you figured out your way through it. And then you can help them, which goes back to one of our previous minisodes in this series about helping others. Like, everything that you overcome is a gift that you can give to someone else later. So hang in there, because the lows really don't last.
What if your low is totally different than someone else's low? Like, hey, I got 3 returns. I'm at a low. And someone's like, I don't know, my basement flooded and all my inventory's gone. That's like a totally different low than
well, if you're
3
me,
returns.
that happens in the same day. No, I'm just kidding.
Well,
I've had both of those things
And
happen.
experienced it in the last 3 weeks.
Oh my gosh.
All in 1 week.
Then just
so
tell
really
yourself,
we should say,
it
no,
doesn't
change
last,
your
it doesn't last.
perspective.
Yeah.
It doesn't last.
Change your
Yeah,
perspective.
that's a great point though, Glenn. Like, your low is probably somebody else's like high.
Yeah. And,
Like,
and
there's always it can
yeah,
always
and
be
I
worse.
would go to say where we're at right now, our lows right now, we were dreaming of this moment
Yes.
5 years ago,
Yeah.
or when we started, right?
Right.
Like, if I could just hit 1,000 listings,
Yeah.
2 returns won't bother me. And then now we're
Just
here.
kidding. It
We
still
get
will.
bothered
Spoiler
with one.
alert.
It still will. It still will. But there you have it, guys. What do you guys think? I think we had an awesome time.
Yeah.
Discussing this 10 tips that would help all of us overcome business setbacks.
These mini episodes have been so fun. They've been back by popular demand. So if you have a popular demand of what we should do minisodes about next, let us know. Because we really enjoy them, and I'm sure we'll do some more at some point.
All right, guys. We'll see you on the next one.
Yep. And also, guys, make sure to check out eBay for Sellers on Instagram. They keep updating. That Instagram page is popping. We've seen so many reels. And keep in touch there, because we'll have some announcements. They'll have some check-ins and have some links for sign-ups there. And we might have a big giveaway coming up from eBay.
Maybe, just
pretty soon.
maybe.
So make sure you follow eBay for Sellers and Seller Club on Instagram, because that is our main social media. And again, thank you so much for tuning in. We will see you on the next episode. In Seller Club, we out.
See ya.